So, what's up, guys? 2.3 or 4, I think. Yeah, 2.4. So, what we want to do is find the zeros of this polynomial. So, first off, can I draw on this? Hold up. I'm gonna click that. Okay. Shit. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, finding the zero of the polynomial. So, the polynomial is x to the fourth minus 4x to the third plus 2x squared, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we want to find, first off, make a list of all the possible zeros. So, I'm going to go write it right here. X 4 minus 4x 3 plus 2x squared plus 4x minus 3. Okay, so this is P. This is Q. There's a 1 right here. This is Q. I'm going to draw in blue now. Okay, Q and P. So we want to find all of everything that multiplies into P and everything that multiplies into Q and make a list of them. So the list would be, for P, you get plus or minus 3 and plus or minus 1. Those are the only things that multiply into negative 3. Q, you got, it's just 1, so plus or minus 1. Then you divide all of these by all of these. So we're going to divide that, and it's pretty easy because it's just a 1. So it would just be plus or minus 3 and plus or minus 1. Then we want to know how many, once we get this list right here, we want to know how many possible zeros there are of the negatives and the positives. So how we get that, there's a positive right here, there's a negative right here, positive right here, positive, negative. So it changes from positive to negative once, twice, 3 times right here. So there's 3 changes, 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 possible positives. And for the negatives, to find the amount of possible negatives, we want to plug in negative x in every x. So I'll just rewrite it out real quick right here. Negative x to the fourth minus 4 times negative x cubed plus 2 times negative x. Get that out of my... 2 times negative x squared plus 4 times negative x minus 3. Yeah. Okay, so negative x to the fourth power. Then we got to simplify this, and then we'll just do that same thing we did right here, but with this for the negative. So negative x to the fourth would be just a positive x to the fourth, because double negative is a positive and 2 double negatives is also positive. Okay, negative x to the third is still a negative x, but times a negative 4, that would be plus 4x cubed. This one plus 2, so the 2 would make that negative x a positive again, plus 2x, 4 times negative x, so minus 4x minus 3. So let's change this to red again real quick. So we got a plus, plus, and minus, a minus. So there's only one change right here. So that means that there's only one negative, okay? This is important. One negative, three positives, or one, because it's you minus 2 every time going down until you hit 0. So it's 3 or 1 positives, and 1 negative. So now that we got that, we want to find these 3 positives and 1 negative. So what we're going to do is start guessing. So let's just take this. Let's start with positive 1. So we want to do synthetic division. So start like that, and you put the 1 here, and then you get the 1, 4, okay. Yeah, sorry, 1, negative 4, positive 2. So I'll just start writing this. 1 minus 4 plus 2 plus 4 minus 3. Okay, so you drop that down. So 1 times 1 is 1. 4 minus 1 is minus 3. 1 times negative 3 is minus 3. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. 1 times negative 1 is 1. So, or sorry, negative 1. So minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. 1 times 3 is 3. And negative 3 plus 3, there's a negative right there, sorry. Negative 3 plus 3, drop that down, 0. So if you get a 0 doing this, then that is a 0. If you get a 0, then this number's a 0. So one of our zeros is 1. Then we can continue from here guessing. It can also repeat. So like let's say I get 1 and I test positive 3 and negative 3 and it doesn't work, and I test negative 1, it doesn't work. I could do negative 1 again. So I'm going to guess negative 1 again just because it's easy and because I already solved it. So positive 1. Draw that again. Drop the 1 down. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 minus 1 is negative 2. Or sorry, negative 3 times. Okay, 1 times negative 2 is also negative 2. Add those together. Negative 3. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. So that's another 0 right there. Then once you get it to 3 numbers like this, you can rewrite it back as an equation and find the rest of the zeros instead of having to guess more. So it would be this 1 would become x squared. Then the negative 2 would be minus 2x. Then the negative 3 would just be negative 3. And then we factor this to get the other 2 zeros. So what adds in a negative 3 and, multiplies in a negative 3. What multiplies into this adds into this. It would be negative 3 and 1, right? Because negative 3, negative 3 and positive 1, yeah. Multiplies into this, adds into this. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. So it would be x minus 3x plus 1. Then you got to write it in factored form, it's called. So we have these 2 zeros and we have these 2 zeros. So let's scroll down a little more. F of x equals x minus 3. Oh, but it actually be x plus 3, right? Because the 0 is negative 3. It's actually x plus 3, I'm pretty sure. Dude, I don't know. No, it's x minus 3. It's x minus 3, sorry. And then... What the shit? What the fuck? Wait. X minus 3. Wait, hold up a sec. X minus 3. Wait, hold up a minute. Because there can only be 3 positive zeros. But there's got to be 4 zeros, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, so these are the x-intersects. Sorry about that. Sorry for that cut. This is where it's going to touch. X equals 1. So, to write it out, let me rewrite this. F of x equals, these two are x1s, so you'd have to write it as the opposite, right? X minus 1. And since there's 2, we put it as squared. Okay? Times, dude, this is not written out well. Okay. Fx equals x minus 1 squared times x plus 1 for this x plus 1 right here, x minus 3. The minus stays the same. These ones you don't flip. Those ones you do. These ones you don't flip because it's already in the freaking, what's it called? It's already in the equation, right? X minus 3. Then we gotta graph this thing. So I'm gonna draw a graph. Oh. So, okay, if there can be 4 options for the graph. It can be with both arrows pointing up, both pointing down, one pointing up, one pointing down like that, or the first one pointing up and the second one pointing down like that. So if the highest power, so this is the highest power right here, this 4. If the highest power is even with a positive, like it is, then it's this one. So even, positive, it's that one. Even with a negative in front of it, it's this one. Odd with a positive, it's an odd number with a positive, it's that one. And then odd with a negative, the highest power, if it's odd with a negative, it's this one. So these are the 4, but it's going to be this one because it's a 4 and it's a positive in front of it. So we know that it's going to start going like this and end going like this. Then we just take this and put the zeros in. So x minus 1, so that's going to be, let's solve these zeros. X minus 1 equals 0, so plus 1, x equals 1. And that one's a squared, so it's going to touch. The odds cross, the evens touch. These are technically 1s right here, so they're odd numbers for the powers. So this is an even, right? So it's going to touch on 1. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So x equals 1. There's a point right there. X plus 1. Minus 1 minus 1. X equals negative 1. So there's a point at negative 1. X minus 3 right here equals 0. Plus 3. X equals 3. There's another point right there. And it goes up from there and up from there. And then we know that this one is a touch right here. And these are crosses. So it's going to go cross through, touch, cross through. But we don't know what the y is yet. Freak. Gosh dang it. Yeah. Get that out. Okay. Gosh. Man. What the heck? Okay. I don't want that. Okay, there we go. So this is the graph, right? Now we gotta find the y-intersect. This isn't actually where it touches. Sorry, guys. Let me erase that part. We know that it crosses here, touches here, and then it's gonna come down like this, but we don't know where it's gonna intersect yet. So to find the y-intersect, you set x is 0 in the original equation and solve it. So the original equation is x to the 4th minus 4x cubed plus 2. I have it on paper right here. I'm just going to write it out with the x's as zeros. So 0 to the 4th minus 4, 0 times 0 to the 3rd plus 2 times 0 squared plus 4 times 0. I'll write it down here, minus 3. All of these are just zeros, bro. So we're just going to cross that out. It's negative 3. Spoiler alert. Okay, y equals negative 3. So we're going to touch that, come down, boom, intersect at that, and go through there. And boom, there you have it. That's the answer, I guess. Yeah, man, this is freaking hard math, but that's what I understand from class. So, yeah.